We'll go ahead and pull from the end of the filter dryer and just pull out. Alright, just like so. And we'll dunk that in the water. Go ahead and start with our hot gas valve. We'll go ahead and turn our heat down just a tad. And with this hot gas valve, I want to do that bottom port first. And then that way I can pull up, and then I can pull this hot gas valve away from the strainer. So that's how we're going to attempt this at the moment. So we'll go ahead and get the torch in, just like so. Grab our hot gas valve, let it heat up first, and then once we think it is hot enough, we will start slightly pulling. There we go. And in and out it goes. We'll go ahead and start right on our strainer. And we'll pull the hot gas valve away from the strainer. We want to make sure it is hot enough, that way we are not breaking any pipe. And we'll get the strainer out. Okay, start here. Same thing, make sure you get it hot enough. You don't want to start pulling too hard and you end up breaking the pipe. And you're going to have a lot more work on your hands. A little bit of flame out. Looks like we had some stuff stuck in that strainer. It appears. That's what can happen. So you gotta be careful. You gotta know what to do. So, but it wasn't too bad. So now we will grab our new pieces here. We have our hot gas valve right here, just so you can compare old to new, just like so. We'll take the caps off of this. And we will go ahead and place it in place. Slides right on. All right, nice and smooth. We love when our pieces like to go in nice and easy. We don't have to do a ton of fidgeting. All right. And as you can see, we have some arrows right here pointing towards flow. So we will make sure that it's pointing towards our hot gas valve. All right, place it in place just like so. Go ahead and fold our strainer into it. There we go, and it just clicks in. There we go. As you can see, new strainer and hot gas valve in place. Pretty easy there. So, and then now, what I would like to do is let us get our filter dryer out. Okay. All right, go, and here we have our filter dryer. So we have direction of flow. Of course, we're going to be pointing away from our condenser coil. Oh, we still have nitro flowing. Let me turn that off. All right, just like so. Yep, that's correct. Just as such. Just as such. So what I'm actually going to do for this filter dryer is I'm going to put on our wet rag prior. That way we have it surrounding all the way, because if I put it in first, and it's going to be difficult to try to get all this covered here. So let's go ahead and apply our wet rag. Just get a little bit of water on our fingers. Kind of Clicks it in. There we go. Just like so. I will make sure not to cover our arrow so that I know which way it goes. Of course. We have to make it kind of thin, that way it will fit without all of it just coming off right away. Okay. Sure we're not covering our arrow. Just like so. Right. Okay, let's get this in place. So that will slide on there, just like so. We'll come in here. Do this side, just like so. Alright, and we will heat that up a little bit and push it in. Okay. Because that can get pushed in a little more. But as that sits there, we will put some wet rag block on our gas valve to protect it. You want to make sure you protect all your mechanical components as you're brazing. You never know, even if you can, let's say, do it quickly, you never know what might be going wrong. And you have that one spot that you just can't seem to get sometimes, because every technician has always had that one spot. It looks like our filter dryer just popped out. I'll have to place that back in. So make sure all of this wet rag is compact up against the hot gas valve. And we should be good with that. Let's do our strainer. Once we do our strainer, we'll pop that filter dryer back in place. All right. There we go. Strainer is good now. Pop our pipe back in here. And then we will use our channel locks. We'll start melting some of that solder that's there, and then we'll push it in. Push the pipe in a little more for that filter dryer. All right. But just so I can show you guys, so we have filter dryer here, one weld. This is the second weld. We will push that pipe in so that everything's nice and snug. We have our strainer here, fully covered in the wet rag. We have one weld there, one weld here, connected to our hot gas valve, fully covered in our wet rag. And then we have one weld right down there that we have to do. That one's going to be a little bit of a pain for us, but you know, we're gonna try our best. It is quite unfortunate they like making these units very compact, but we gotta make sure we protect the insulation and everything. So one for our compressor here. Oh, the pipe popped out again. It wants to be really annoying today. Oh, what we got there? And then another rag. For our compressor, or for our insulation, I should say. Not our compressor. Just like so. Just like so. There we go. All right, and we are fully protected. Now we are ready to braze. Okay, sparker. Channel locks. Spike in. Make sure we're brazing nitro. We are now. Leave that there like that for a second so it can harden, and then we can go ahead and do our other end of our filter dryer. This one is going to be pretty tight. Slip that in a little bit more, like so. There, so okay, and then we will move on to, we will go ahead and do the harder portion of our hot gas valve first. Okay, let's add a little bit of a bend. We'll check that with the mirror. We'll go ahead and move on to our strainer. Next portion of our strainer, there is quite a bit of solder left over on it. I'll move my light so I don't burn it or get it extremely hot since it's metal. There's quite a bit of solder on this pipe already. A little bit more of a dab on top. All right, that is all pieces brazed in. We will go ahead and check it with a mirror, ensure all of our welds are good. Okay, let's cool it down with the rag first. Go ahead and purge some nitro through it as well. All right, go ahead and turn that off. Okay. Difficult part is trying to cool down that bottom section of the hot gas valve. All right. Okay, we already have nitro hooked up, so I'm just gonna go ahead and flow nitro through it and test it. Nitrogen test this system. And then we'll still go around and check with our mirror. So we got both sides open. Okay. We'll go ahead and go to 100 psi, and then we'll go ahead and go around and check our welds. And if we look good, we'll go up to about 150. All right. our torch off to the side for now. All right. Okay. Well, it appears good on top and bottom inside. Well, it appears good top, bottom, side. For our filter dryer, strainer looks good all the way around. Other side of our strainer, the outlet looks good all the way around. And then the bottom of our hot gas valve. We look like we are sealed. Okay, so we will go ahead and charge up to, with nitro, up to 150 psi. Just like so. Okay. Give it a little bit of a tap. Just like so. All right, so we are at 150 psi. We will set our timer for. We'll set our timer for. We'll just put on a timer, and then we'll come back in about 15 to 20 minutes. I'll start cleaning up some of this stuff, and then I'm probably going to grab a magnet. So we'll grab a solenoid magnet for that gas valve to ensure that it is open while we are doing a vacuum. So I'm gonna go do that now, and then see you guys in about 15 minutes. All right, we have had it on a nitrogen test for about 20 minutes now, and we are still at 150 psi on both sides. We haven't leaked anything at all.